Jacob, mate. Today we're reviewing something that I am actually super excited to review, but has left me a little bit down.
Oh, why's that?
Well, I really like Suzukis in general. I think that they're a bit of an underdog. They have a lot of these really cool cars that you can get into for pretty cheap. The outgoing S-Cross I thought looked so ugly, outdated, and I was pretty excited when they announced the new S-Cross. Little did I know that this is heavily based on the last S-Cross, even though it looks entirely different and they call it all new. It's also $14,500 more expensive spec for spec than the outgoing S-Cross. That's so much money, man.
That is like a 30% increase.
And yes, you do get some pretty cool additions like all-wheel drive, AllGrip, as Suzuki calls it, and that's a really trick system. The range kicks off at about 40,000 Australian dollars before on-roads. This premium here is 44,500 Australian dollars before on-roads. That's about the exact same price as a Mazda CX-30 G25 Estina. To put that into context, that's the CX-30's highest spec car, and that thing comes with a lot. So today we're gonna do an in-depth review of the new S-Cross, and I'm gonna tell you, is it worth its new pretty high price tag? As always, if you wanna see a full written review of this, head to our website, CarSauce.com. We have got a live written detailed review of it up now. And if you guys need the absolute best financing deals, we will get it for you. Head to carsauce.com/finance. We've also linked all of that down in the comment section and the description, and we will help you get the best financing deals possible. Jacob, let's get into it.
Oh yeah.
It's interesting, guys. Jacob and I are actually really split on the design of this thing. Jacob, what do you think?
Look, it's definitely better than the outgoing model, but I really don't like the looks.
It's so interesting because I really like it. I like the kind of boxy design. It's very 2023. You got these pretty cool lights here with a cool daytime running light. They're pretty bright LEDs too, but halogen turning signals, that feels a little bit cheap. The grille here is pretty cool with the Suzuki badge there. It's grown in size. I really like that, man.
Yeah, the grille is like the main improvement.
Yeah. I think it's pretty awesome. Down the bottom, you have a little radar. This thing gains adaptive cruise control, which works really, really well, but it is lacking on a lot of other safety tech. And if you want to learn more about that, head to our full written car review at carsauce.com. Again, we've linked that in the comment section below. I don't know, man. Otherwise, it's pretty basic. I guess it's just really boxy.
It's a box.
It's a box. Let's check out the side. Down here, you have your 17-inch alloy wheels. No, they're not very big, but that's a good thing because it should help with ride comfort, although as you'll see, it doesn't really. You got some pretty thick tires there, which complement those smaller alloys, but again, doesn't really translate. You do have your keyless entry and go, but listen to this, man. Tinny. One of the hallmarks of Suzuki's, to be fair, is that they are very lightweight cars. This thing only weighs 1.2 tons. And so even though, as we'll come to, it's got a pretty small engine, this thing actually shifts pretty damn well. New for any Suzuki in Australia is this, a 360 camera. It's a bit on the poo end, I'm not gonna lie, but at least you get it, but you do only get it as part of the premium package. You have privacy glass here, AKA tinted windows, and some pretty nice roof rails up there. Otherwise, it's just a small SUV, man. Okay, the back is where Jacob and I's opinion really differs, because I love the look of the back of this thing. I think these new tail lights here that are tinted just look so cool. But Jacob?
Look, it leaves a lot to be desired for me.
Interesting, right? Just goes to show design is so subjective. You have your Suzuki badge there. You've also got 3 other badges, 4. S-Cross SX4, which I'm pretty sure just means S-Cross 4, like I don't know, 4-wheel drive. Turbo badge there and AllGrip there.
Which also means 4-wheel drive.
Which also means 4-wheel drive. So
lots of doubling up.
You've got a lot of badges. Suzuki badge there. You've also got some black scratchy plastic. And again, very, very boxy. I like it. Jacob doesn't. Let us know what you think. Do you like it? You on my side or on Jacob's side? Let us know. Jacob, interior.
Okay.
Did they change it, you think? Like this design here, this nice soft touch material, it's literally the exact same, except now they've added this fake like leather perforation to it. You still get scratchy materials everywhere. This screen here is new. This is the 9-inch display, but that is only on the premium. If you get the base or standard, it's a 7-inch screen, which is actually very, very small. Apart from this, these air conditioning controls are exactly the same. This steering wheel is exactly the same. Even the instrument cluster is almost identical, except they've removed like some of the blue accents and now it's just gray. You get this really small screen in the center, which to be fair, shows a lot of information on it, but you know, it's not high quality or anything like that. And then you kind of come back to the price.
Yeah.
I think if it was what it was before, which is $14,500 less, I would be like, fine, who cares, whatever. But it's got some very, very stiff competition at this price point.
I mean, just remember the Corolla Cross, like how nice that was inside.
Yeah, and that was hybrid all drive, and it just felt worlds different to this. Some of the other changes are these seats. You got these, I don't know, this very grippy material, cloth material, and some leather on the side. I'm pretty sure that replaces the faux leather of the previous model. The glove box, again, exactly the same. It's pretty big, it's decent. You've got a little storage area here for your phone, no wireless charger. Again, at this price point. USB-A port there. The seats are heated, which is quite nice. This gear selector is literally the same as before. And I'm pretty sure in other markets, you could actually get the S-Cross, I could be wrong, as an all-wheel drive. And I think that this has all remained the same there too. Though it does have some pretty cool animations on that screen up in front. And that is new for the Australian market anyway. So all-wheel drive is a good thing. Is it worth $14,500? Probably not. Let's talk about this infotainment display. It's decent. I don't know. Suzuki have never done an amazing job with their infotainment display. It is functional. You've got navigation, even if it is a little bit on the slow end. You've also got digital radio. That's nice. You've also got wireless Apple CarPlay and wired Android Auto, but it all works pretty well, and you're only going to use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto anyway, so who really cares? I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's underwhelming, to say the least.
It's underwhelming. I should say also new is this panoramic sunroof up here. It is a nice feature to have.
You're forgetting something really important.
What's that?
The squishy headrests.
Oh, they are very, very squishy.
They're very nice.
That's nice. That is nice. That is nice.
That's worth 14 grand.
that's where the R&D went, bro. That.
Memory foam.
I do like this. The center armrest does slide. It's nice soft touch materials. If you open it up, you get a decent amount of storage and a 12-volt socket in there. You've also got a couple of square cup holders. Weirdly, the sound system in this, pretty good.
Yeah, pretty beefy.
Yeah, there's like, it's not a premium or anything like that. It just sounds good. You've also got some pretty decent door bins there too. Let's check out the back seats. Okay, so I'm 5'11" and I have heaps of leg room. Toe room is okay. Headroom is not very good. You would find it better in other competitors, but it's not too bad. The seats, again, very grippy, and you got the leather back here, which actually feels pretty nice. Pull this down, you get a couple of cup holders. That's nice. What's not so great is that there's no air vents back here, friend.
No.
And there's no way to charge devices either. So if you have kids, you're going to probably rue the day because your kids will be fighting for the 12-volt socket within that center armrest. The other thing I don't love, this is really old school, this is the middle seats belt. So you have to clip it in there and then you can kind of clip it in that way. It's not a huge deal, but it means that you've got to get your keys out to open it up. It's just a hassle. Alrighty, Jacob. So you reckon you get a power tailgate?
Maybe, I don't know.
No, you don't.
Look,
not the worst thing. At least they're on gas struts. Look at this. 430 litres of boot space, Jacob.
Jeez, did you count it?
Yeah, each litre individually. Actually, that's pretty class leading. It's actually very impressive. You do also get a little bit of underfloor storage there as well if you need to hide anything like you got some storage on both sides. You've also got a 12-volt socket, a little light there as well, and also a curry hook. Now, Jacob, guess what?
What?
You can put down the back seats too, do the old reach around, and then look how much space you got.
Jeez.
It's actually quite impressive. It's a pretty good package, especially considering that this now has all-wheel drive. So yes, it carries over the same boot space, but now with extra grip. We like that. Let's talk about the engine. On paper, this 1.4 litre four-cylinder turbo petrol is not a very powerful engine. 103 kilowatt of power, 220 Newton meters of torque. It's shared with the Suzuki Swift Sport, which is a really fun hot hatch, but also the Suzuki Vitara Turbo, which is a pretty fun and cheaper and bigger Suzuki SUV. Anyway, but as I said, that 103 kilowatt might not sound like a lot, but because this thing doesn't weigh anything, It has a pretty good power to weight ratio. Now, like every other Suzuki with this engine, it is paired to a 6-speed automatic torque converter transmission. And as I said, this new S-Cross has gained all-wheel drive. So yes, it is front-wheel drive bias, but it can send up to 50% of power to the rear wheels. And you can lock that with the driving modes. Anyway, that's enough rambling on Jacob. Let's time this launch.
Let's do it.
All right, friend, fist me.
Let's do this.
Brake boost launch. Oh, we gotta put it in sport mode. Let's do it.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Come on, you little thing.
come on.
Not bad, not bad.
It's doing all right. Oh yeah.
Not as bad, not as good as I thought it would be.
0 to 100 in 9.21 seconds.
Oh man.
Alrighty, Jacob. So the big change is all-wheel drive in the S-Cross, because otherwise it is really similar. Keeps that same 4-cylinder turbo, keeps the same transmission. Let's put it into sport mode.
Ooh, little twisty thing.
Oh, drop a gear. Takes a little while.
Is it real gears this time, Matt?
It's real
or are we being
gears.
lied to?
6-speed torque converter.
Oh, yeah.
Picks up. Do you know what?
It's not slow.
It's not slow, and we can credit the little Suzuki Swift Sport engine in it. Here's something I'm really noticing though. Road noise?
Yeah.
I feel like we're talking quite loud.
We're yelling right now.
We
The
are
audience
yelling.
probably can't tell.
Really? I think
I'm
they're the ones that can tell. Yeah, it's quite loud in here, and this is something that Suzuki has with their cars, that they make their cars really light. So even though on paper this thing doesn't actually have much power, it's actually still pretty impressive when you put your foot down.
Ooh.
It gives you a little bit of a shove.
Yeah.
A little bit. For such a small displacement engine, 1.4 litres, tiny, but it does the job. It lives up to its name, Booster Jet.
I love that name.
Ride comfort. It's a little bit stiff in here.
Definitely.
I don't hate it.
It's not as stiff as a Swift Sport.
It's not as stiff as a Swift Sport, but if you compare it to the Kia Seltos
Yeah.
GT line that you went to the launch for, and if you want to go watch that video, definitely do at the end of this video. Look, it's not as good as that.
I mean, that car was really nice and comfortable, even the GT line, so.
But let's see how it handles around the twisties.
It goes all right.
It goes all right. I've got the car in sport mode right now, so it adds a little bit of weight to the steering wheel. It makes the throttle response just a little bit sharper. But as we're going around these twisties, like a little bit of body roll, but the benefit of having that stiffer suspension is that it means that a lot of that is actually eliminated. And my God, this thing pulls hard. It just keeps going.
It's got no problem with traction. Obviously, it's not the most powerful engine, but
No.
that all-wheel drive definitely helps. Or the all-grip.
AllGrip.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually doing okay. Let's put the car back into auto and just see how that makes things change. Okay, so it becomes a little bit quieter, and that's because the transmission is not in its full fat sport setting. Put our foot down. Again, decently responsive. Look, it's hard to like complain about this at all.
I can't really fault it. It's very functional.
It's very functional. It won't blow you away in any way, but the speed of it is actually quite surprising because, as I said, on paper, it's not that great.
I mean, I like the seats.
Seats are really comfy.
Pretty comfortable. I feel like the bolstering is quite good.
Very supportive. Even though they don't necessarily feel the nicest to the touch, the way that you sit in them is actually really good. They're very well bolstered. Alrighty, friend.
Look where we are.
Look where
already.
we are again. Car back into sport mode. Tickle my little pickle, bro. Brake boost launch. Bibbidi boop.
Oh!
God, this thing has a
Meaty.
has a nice little turbo on it. We build boost. We build pressure
let's go.
in the
Boost the jet
turbo.
engine.
Let's see how we go up these corners. Come on, saucy corner.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Oh. So in sport mode, it also lets the traction go a little bit more.
Oh. Such a cute little noise.
Such a cute little noise. That's pretty good.
I mean, not bad.
As-
not the worst.
As far as little SUVs go, that's not bad.
Definitely better than the Corolla Cross.
Definitely better than the Corolla Cross. Can I say though, the one thing I'm probably most disappointed about with the S-Cross is the safety features. Now, if you want to learn more about the safety features, go read our full written article on this at carsauce.com. But what I will say here is that it's a lot of it is a carryover from the previous S-Cross, technically previous generation, although this is heavily based on that. It's kind of like the Nissan Z in that sense.
Yeah.
But all we've got in terms of, for example, lane safety is lane departure warning, which just...
It's pretty unequipped, man.
Yeah. Look at this. Like, no,
It doesn't really work that well, I've found,
didn't even
personally.
turn on. Okay, let's try that again.
Yeah, it actually doesn't warn you, really. It just kind of comes up with a little text warning on the screen.
A little flashing light, yeah. Oh.
Which isn't ideal.
That's my biggest complaint about it, because otherwise, it's a pretty good ride. Is it worth that money, though? I think we need to get into our final thoughts to talk about that. Look, man, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit disappointed by the all-new Suzuki S-Cross. One, because it's not all new. It's very similar to the last S-Cross. Two, I feel like the interior just doesn't feel that great. In fact, the whole quality just, I don't know, it feels a little bit tinny for my liking. And when it goes up against things like the Kia Seltos GT line, which you reviewed, it's like, I don't know, it's a really tough sell. What do you think?
In a vacuum, it's not a bad car. But as soon as you start comparing it to other cars at the same price point, it's like, what's going on here?
I think so. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments section, just below that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We would love to have you around.
We would.
Make sure you check out carsauce.com to read the full review of this. You'll get a few extra insights. Click over there if you want to watch our Kia Seltos GT line review. And below it is the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid review, probably this thing's biggest competitors. Thank you guys very much for watching. Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.